Hey everybody, welcome into Wager Talk TV. I'm Tony Mejia from sportsmemo.com. We're going to be talking a little college football on Saturday night as the University of Central Florida Knights go into Ames to play Iowa State. The unbeaten Cyclones come in 6-0, 5-1 against the spread, and looking to be a factor in both the Big 12 title race and the college football playoff, which they're certainly in a position to do. UCF, after starting 3-0 for the second straight season, finds themselves at 3-3 again, and we'll see if Gus Malzahn can rescue the season. Last year, they ended up 6-7, but did make a bowl game. This year, given the way their schedule breaks down, it would be a victory just to get to a bowl game. So the Cyclones took control in Morgantown last week after falling behind 7-0, and they rolled off 28 of the next 31 points to ruin the Coal Rush game for West Virginia. It was a victorious return to Morgantown for Rocco Becht, the quarterback, as his dad, Anthony Becht, the former Jets tight end, was honored for West Virginia, and his son, who wasn't recruited by West Virginia, ended up leading Iowa State to a big victory. And Becht is great. He's a really solid performer. Keeps them out of situations that they shouldn't be in. Limits miscues. Can beat you with his arms and his legs. So really strong player, and he's got weapons all around him. A trio of running backs that make life difficult for opponents, and that's what UCF is going to have to overcome in their first trip to Iowa for a football game ever. Never played the Hawkeyes, never played the Cyclones. So this is a conference game for UCF in its second season in the Big 12. And the big news for the Knights last week in their loss to Cincinnati at home, just on the heels of Hurricane Milton, was that KJ Jefferson, the Arkansas grad transfer, is no longer the starting quarterback for Malzahn and the Knights. It was E.J. Colson, a true freshman, getting the start for UCF against the Bearcats, and he had his moments, but there were fumbles that limited drives, and so the Knights ended up falling behind and going to Miami transfer Ja'Cory Brown, who got the first team reps on Wednesday and is the likely starter for this game on Saturday night. We'll see if Malzahn ends up cementing that or if he leaves this as a game time decision. But as I'm taping this, I think Brown will be the starter, and if he plays well, he will go the duration here against a very talented Iowa State defense. UCF is known for its ground game, certainly one of the top ground attacks in the country, and so I think that at this point, you'll see them try to limit the pressure off Brown by going run heavy. They go deep behind R.J. Harvey, who's one of the more talented backs in the country. And so UCF can be competitive if they can limit turnovers and run the football. Iowa State looks to shorten games as well. They were able to do that marvelously against the Mountaineers. And UCF is facing a situation where they turn the ball over time and time again against Colorado. That cost them in that game. They lost at Florida. That game wasn't as competitive as it should have been. And Iowa State leads the country in turnover margin at plus 1.6. So unless UCF finds a way to get Becht or any of the running backs to make a mistake, it's going to be an uphill battle for them to get out of Iowa State with an upset victory. If Becht plays well, Iowa State can match its best start since 1938 by getting to 7-0 here. They're a 13.5 to 14-point favorite. And I think UCF can stay within that number. I think the Knights can get to the fourth quarter with an opportunity to win the game. We'll see how well Brown fares. He had a couple of nice passes to Kobe Hudson, who had a couple of uncharacteristic drops, and that contributed to the loss to Cincinnati. But UCF right now rebuilding as we go along. Certainly did not anticipate Jefferson not being the answer at quarterback, considering his NIL deal and his experience with the Razorbacks. But UCF looks to now push forward through their second half of their schedule and try to get to a bowl game. Again, they've been dominated by Colorado and Florida, and then lost last week in a tight one against Cincinnati at home. Iowa State comes in 5-1 against the number. Ironically, only FCS member North Dakota was able to cover the spread against the Cyclones. They lost that game at home. They covered that game at 21-3, but they have also covered and won at Iowa, at home against Arkansas State, at Houston, home against Baylor, and last week against the Mountaineers. So not touching the side here. We're anticipating less than 50 points in UCF and Iowa State. So back the under. Also be aware that you can get in on the rest of the college football season. I happen to be the profits leader at Sports Memo, and all you have to do is use coupon code CB299, and you will be able to get the rest of the season, all my 5% releases and everything that I release. And I'm a big volume player, so always place by using coupon code CFB299. I said CB earlier. It's CFB299. You can also get the NFL at NFL $399, $399 for the rest of the NFL. So check out all of our packages at Sports Memo. I'm red hot in both college football and the NBA, NFL, NBA coming right around the corner. So looking to dive into that. I do international soccer. MLB has been great in the playoffs. We're heading towards the World Series there too. So check us out at Sports Memo. Check us out at Wager Talk. Make sure you subscribe to all of our videos here at Wager Talk TV so you never miss a play. And you can find me on Twitter at Mejia Dinero. Once again, UCF Iowa State. I think we will get fewer than 50 points. So ride the under. For Wager Talk TV, I'm Tony Mejia.